law of productivity. The law of productivity. Productivity is the quality or ability to create, make, or enhance products and services. Productivity is the quality or ability to create, make, or enhance products and services. The ability to create, make, or enhance products and services. Another definition: productivity is the ability, listen carefully, this is my definition now, the ability to refine and develop your value and then turn it into products and services that are needed and useful, and then to serve it with excellence to a targeted consumer base. I will take it again, that productivity is the ability to refine and develop your value. Your value, just like crude oil, once it remains crude, it is only potential. It cannot bring you much. You will need to refine it, you will need to develop your value, and then turn it into products and services that are needed and useful, and then to serve it with excellence to a targeted consumer base. Hallelujah. Are we learning? Please look up. If I use a fetcher and I look for any well around this environment and I fetch water, watch this now, and I use a white leather bag and I pour that water inside and I bring it to you as a dignitary, I say, this is my gift for you. Are you going to accept it? If I tell you to pay 100 naira, say for instance, for that, will you pay for it? But the same water that you are rejecting and getting angry and you feel insulted for being served that water in a leather bag, someone will process that water, it's the same water from the same source sometimes, and package it in a very beautiful bottle and now give it to you. And sometimes in a hotel you can pay as much as 2,000 naira with joy. What are you paying for? It is not the water. You are also paying for the refinement. Are we together now? Listen to me. As powerful as value is, your value may be sufficient for commendation, but maybe not for reward. You have to turn from value to productivity. Many gifted people in this nation remain bankrupt because they are not productive. They are valuable. I can sing, but nobody will reward you because it is not yet refined. I can preach, but nobody will place a demand upon your grace because you've not packaged your value. I can cook, I can bake, I'm a good speaker, I have a very good acumen for government. All of that is just stories. Value, as important as it is, you must contend for productivity. Please shout it, say productivity. That means you must turn your value by development and refining into products and services that are needed and useful. Then you can serve them with excellence to a targeted consumer base. Are we together now? Yes. A great friend and brother, Pastor Nathaniel Bassi, one time he was sharing his story, how that not too many years before now, he was in this same country and would sing with a good voice, with grace, and yet not be rewarded and honored the way he's doing now. The difference was that he turned value, or he moved past the step of value to productivity. Now you want to invite him, for instance, you must be willing to go through all of the logistics that you go through with joy. Why? Because you are not only bringing a man who is valuable, you are bringing a man who is productive. Could this be why people keep commending you? Ah, madam, your food is so nice, and yet you are poor. The day you make up your mind to now turn that value right from your kitchen, now you begin to cook and find a way of packaging it and take it to somebody who has an influence over so many people and say, this is just a seed for you to taste. And the man says, who did this? You say, you. How long have you been doing this? I've done this all my life. Okay, I need 100 pieces of this by tomorrow. You see that now? God now positions your destiny helpers, and in 1 month you are already cooking for kings. It is only when you serve kings that you receive the reward of kings. Never stop developing yourself until you find out you are in the palace. The palace is where the gold is. The palace is where treasures are kept. If you are serving gatekeepers and serving people, thank God for that, but keep evolving. The day you see the king, you can know that you have found rest. You cannot receive the rewards of kings when you are outside the palace. Serve your way through excellence. Develop yourself. Whether you are in ministry, some of you here are great men and women of God, but you have not come to a point where you give yourself the frame that makes your value productive. Are we together? The law of productivity. When I found this, it changed my life. I made up my mind that I will invest in every aspect of my life and make sure that I continue to package my value and to serve it with excellence. Being valuable is not enough. Your value must be refined, your value must be packaged, and your value must be served with excellence to command a reward. Being valuable is not enough. Your value must be refined, your value must be packaged, your value must be served with excellence to command a reward. Therefore, tonight I encourage you to reject and fight mediocrity. Fight mediocrity like you fight Satan. Fight it out of your life. It is the sponsor of a mediocre life. It's a sponsor of a defeated life. Fight mediocrity. Productivity requires exposure. You cannot be productive until you are exposed. Exposure means that you broaden your horizon beyond your current scope of sight. You have to be able to expand your mind and your thinking. Positive exposure is very, very needed if you will be productive. Productivity also requires creativity and innovation. You have to be creative, you have to be innovative. You have to be creative, you have to be innovative. Write this down. I thought to add this very quickly before we skip to the next area. Competence, still about productivity. Competence and excellence are magnets, attracting people, resources, and opportunities to your life. Competence and excellence are magnets, attracting people, attracting resources, and attracting opportunities to your life. Competence and excellence are magnets. Please look up. Why do you go to a place like Transcorp or any of the top hotels within this city and pay so much for a room or pay so much for a meal, and sometimes the exact thing you are eating there? Are we together? I was teaching the School of Ministry students and we laughed over it, that you can go to a hotel and just for a tiny cup of coffee you can pay 3,000, whereas a shop just outside that hotel, you can buy the coffee, the spoon, and the cup you will use for less than 1,000. Are we together? Because you are not just buying coffee, you are buying the atmosphere too. You are buying the excellence, you are buying the competence, you are buying the ambience, the sense of honor. Everything is factored to make what would be 200 naira to become 3,000. Make up your mind to be productive. Make up your mind to be competent. Make up your mind to be excellent.